So now let's talk about quotient rule. The quotient rule is a way to differentiate a quotient such as f of g or f of x over g of x. Basically, the rule here is the derivative of f of x over g of x equals f prime times g of x minus f of x times g prime over g of x squared. So here we have an example, 3x minus 1 over x squared plus 1. So using this above rule, let's start off with f prime. So let's label this as f of x, and this is g of x. So our f prime is just going to be 3. 3 times g of x we keep the same, so it's going to be x squared plus 1 minus, and I should note that this minus carries to both terms, so really you should make sure to include like a parentheses or a bracket or something to make sure that you have this multiply out across, because if you don't, you're going to end up getting a different answer, and that's not going to be fun. So then we have f of x, so that's 3x minus 1 times g prime, which is 2x, close that bracket, over g of x squared. So that's going to be x squared plus 1 squared. So that is essentially your answer. I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify it, but if you were taking an AP test, you wouldn't have to simplify it. You could just leave it this way. So 3x squared plus 3 minus, this is going to end up being 6x squared minus 2x over, do a little box here, x squared plus 1, x squared plus 1, x to the 4th, x squared, 1, x to the 4th plus 2x squared plus 1. That's on our bottom, x to the 4th plus 2x squared plus 1. And now you notice this negative will multiply across. See, if you had not included the brackets, you would have just subtracted 6x squared, and that's not right. You have to subtract negative 2x too. So what we end up getting is 3x squared minus 6x squared. That's going to be negative 3x squared. Plus 3, there's no just number, so plus 3. And then plus 2x over x to the 4th plus 2x squared plus 1. And that is our simplified answer. You could factor your stuff out, but in essence this is how you use the quotient rule to find the derivative of a quotient.